was getting ready for work. It was a cold December morning of 2017 in Minnesota. Though I didn't know my neighbors pretty well at that time, I am sure it must have been a usual, boring Monday morning for them. It was definitely not the usual Monday morning for me. With my mom in the kitchen and my dad in the living room, that morning sun reminded me that today is different. My parents and I had just arrived the day before. It was my long-time dream to bring them here and show them around this beautiful country. So I was supposed to be beaming with joy. Except I was not. As I got ready to leave, my mom asked me to stay for breakfast. She had made hot and fresh idlis. It's a South Indian delicacy. Idli is nothing but a rice cake that looks fluffy, soft, mostly round, and tastes really good. You know, when I was a kid, I so badly wanted my parents to name my brother as Idli. While I must have been clearly confused between how similar those two looked, I think it was also because I just loved them both so much. But my relationship with food had changed in the past few weeks. I was carrying a sense of guilt. And this is not the type of guilt that I usually carry around. This was different. This felt heavier. Every meal since September 25th of 2017 reminded me that I am selfish to eat, to even survive. I took my car out of the garage, pulled the windows down to get some fresh air. That's my usual morning routine. You know, despite the chill wind, grey clouds, and the gloomy weather in Minnesota, I love going to work in December. You know why? Because there are less people at work. Which means less people asking me, hey, how are you? 4 times a day, every time I bump into them in the hallway. Especially less number of times I need to prepare for this $1 million question that I get asked every single Monday. How was your weekend? Come on, Minnesota Nines, give me a break. I could never get used to this question. Yet, this mid-December morning was something I was not prepared for. I took the same highways, same exits, same signboards, same cars around. Okay, maybe different cars, but I did not feel the same, especially after getting used to 2 months of Indian traffic. Yes, it's been 2 months since I turned up at work. Everyone in my floor knew that I was gone, and they picked up from exactly where I left, the very day I left. They had to, in a way, because I had to. As I parked my car and started walking across the parking lot, I felt this rising sense of panic in me, a sense of discomfort. Can you imagine how it felt to be on that stage for the first time in your life? Or can you imagine how it felt to be on that plane for the first time in your life? Oh, I have one even better. For the married ones in the room, I want you to imagine how it felt to have your parents and your in-laws in the same room for the very first time in your life. Or probably every single time in your life. Yes, a sense of entering unknown, a mixed feeling of fear and anxiety. Last time I swiped my badge here was exactly 2 months ago. And that was a Monday too. The next day, I was gone. But what was different about this vacation, if I can call it that, is this was the first time we had gone away for 2 months in a row. And this was also the first time it was a totally unplanned one. But most importantly, this was the first time when my manager probably ever told me to take as much time as I needed. Lost in these thoughts, I reached my desk and I saw a welcome back note from my team. As I looked at that card, I realized that I was not ready to be back. But the questions that I kept asking myself is, would I ever be ready to be back? to being my old self or back to the time when my family was complete? I don't know. My manager meanwhile saw me and she came running to talk to me. But I wanted to hide myself like a turtle going inside its shell slowly without anybody around noticing. But she came too fast. She was sitting right next to me. I guess no time for this lazy turtle to react. She came and gave me a big bear hug and she said, "I'm here if you need anything." She offered to handle 40% of my workload so I will have that extra time with my family. So I will not feel stressed. I felt warm as she hugged me. Especially after being in the love and compassion of friends and family in India, coming back to this place was hard. This place where I had no friends. Friends who could talk to me, friends who could understand my language, friends who could relate to my culture, friends with whom I could just share. As the day progressed, several colleagues stopped by, welcomed me back, offered to help, and made sure that I felt at home. But what felt like the longest ever day at work for me, I was so ready to leave. I started packing my bag, and just when I was about to leave, I noticed this picture in the corner of my desk. It's a small frame, a size of a matchbox, that carried a picture of my brother and I. He gifted this to me when I left India to come here in January of 2017. That was the last time I met him in person in Mumbai airport. The next time I met him was September 25th of 2017, and this time he wasn't breathing. As sunset that evening, and I looked at that picture, healing from his loss felt impossible. I ran back to my car, closed the doors, closed the windows, and I don't know for how long I cried. That is where my story began. And since then, many sunsets have gone by. On a cold, windy day that winter, I made my mom wear jeans for the first time in her life. And I made my dad dance in the pretty white snow for the first time in his life. Sunset that evening, and I cried. On a supposed to be impossible, but totally possible type of cold day in May in Minnesota, my manager, who's an American, moved a critical meeting by one day, so I will have one extra night with my family in a cabin. Sunset that evening too, and I cried. On another different sunny day, my friend's mom, who's from Mexico, she invited me home and she cooked dinner for me. She and I never spoke one word that we both mutually understood, but it didn't matter. Sunset that night too, maybe a bit later, and I cried. Maybe a bit lesser. On a bright June morning, my parents left back to India. As sunset that evening, I realized that life will not stop for anyone at all. And I cried, lesser again. On a chilly beautiful afternoon, I met my Minnesotan therapist. Honestly, I wasn't sure that she would be able to understand me, my fears and doubts that stemmed from my roots. But she listened to me endlessly and she spoke back to me like she grew up with me. Every time I got out of her office, I wanted to cry. But it became harder and harder to cry. I don't know if it I was healing or I was just running out of tear supply. On a totally random day, my not so close Indian acquaintances invited us home for dinner and very soon became family like. Sunset that night too, and I still had tears in my eyes. Except this time it was out of laughing non-stop for a silly, stupid joke. Time will help heal. Many told me. I don't know about that, but humans around me definitely did. This place, these people with whom I thought I had no connection, welcomed me with wide open arms and proved to me that grief does not need language to be understood, and love does not need color to be shared. As I narrate the story today, I'm still not sure if I've healed. But I am home, and hence there is hope.